Alright, so today we got a special video for y'all. We reacting to Drake finally calls out Travis Scott for ruining his career. As far as, you know, Astroworld and how that go, I don't know much about it. So we're just gonna get into the video. If you like the video, like, and if you like content like this, just comment and let me know. Let's get started.
Tragedy? After a crowd surge left 10 people dead and hundreds more injured, Travis has been under a lot of backlash for allegedly ignoring screaming fans and continuing on with the show even after he saw an ambulance in the crowd. But
That's
it's
crazy.
Not just Travis who's facing criticism over the Astroworld tragedy. Drake, who made a surprise appearance at Astroworld during Travis's performance,
Okay,
is
I'm
also
linking
criticized
it.
for his tone-deaf response to the tragic events in Houston.
Bow. So what we know so far, Travis Scott had a show. Injuries happened at that show. How bad injuries? I don't know yet. But he ignored them, and Drake was there. Okay, we linking it up.
We're now hearing Drake could lose a lot of money from incoming lawsuits. And on top of that, fans on social media are now saying Drake should be cancelled because of the way he reacted to the tragedy.
Oh, so Jake.
Just a day after 10 people lost their lives while he was performing with Travis.
Oh. 10 people actually died at the show.
Especially when she get on.
Drake did something that many fans have branded evil and disgusting.
What did he do?
So how will the backlash over Astroworld affect Drake's career? And does he think it's all Travis's fault? At 9:38 p.m. on the night of the Astroworld tragedy, police officially declared Travis Scott's concert a mass casualty event. But not only did Travis continue on performing, but he also brought out Drake, and the two went on having fun on stage as if nothing was happening. While leaked police audio recordings clearly show that Houston police asked Live Nation to stop the show, Travis and Drake kept performing.
There's a lot of people trampled and they're passed out at the front stage.
Though Travis later took to Instagram to claim he had no idea people in the crowd were seriously injured, very few fans believed him. Not only are fans now boycotting Travis on music streaming services, but Travis is also facing over a dozen lawsuits seeking hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. But he's not the only one. Drake was also recently listed as one of the defendants in a $750 million lawsuit filed by Busby Law Firm on behalf of 125 victims. And now another lawyer representing nearly 300 additional Astroworld victims has filed a lawsuit against Drake, Travis, Apple Music, Live Nation, and NRG Stadium, seeking $2 billion in damages. And as lawsuits continue to pile up, fans have started calling out Drake for being insensitive and tone-deaf for the way he behaved in the days following the tragedy at Astroworld. After staying silent for almost 5 days, Drake finally addressed the tragedy in an Instagram post that read, "I've spent a few days trying to wrap my mind around this devastating tragedy. I hate resorting to this platform to express an emotion as delicate as grief, but this is where I find myself. My heart is broken for the families and friends of those who lost their lives, and for anyone who is suffering," Drake wrote, adding, "I will continue to pray for all of them and will be of service in any way I can. May God be with you all." However, the fans weren't feeling Drake's statement, and they also called him out for keeping these Astroworld posts on his feed for 3 days after the tragedy.
He kept the post up. Oh my
One fan on Twitter said, "Drake finally deleting this Astroworld post 3 whole days after the show, after attempting to just limit comments at first. It's the tone deafness for me. No IG clout is worth that." The same fan compared Drake's behavior to the way Roddy Ricch handled the situation and said Rich's reaction is the only appropriate one. The day after tragedy struck Astroworld, Roddy Ricch, who performed at the festival before Travis took the stage, announced that he would donate his earnings to the victims' families. "Please have the families of those we lost today reach out," Rich wrote in his Instagram story. "I'll be donating my net compensation to the families of this incident. Pray for Houston." This fan shared the headline about Rich donating his Astroworld earnings to the victims' families and wrote, "This is the only permissible response to what happened."
So what we know so far. We know that, but now what we know now. Drake ignored a little bit, he did his little BS. So that's why they coming at him. Travis did the same thing with the little fake apology meme. Y'all saw that on my other video. And then we got Roddy Ricch, who actually donated it. So Roddy Ricch setting a good example, which making Travis and Drake look really, really bad. Like, okay.
On Friday at Astroworld, we stand Roddy Ricch. And what did Drake do the day after
W
the
move
tragedy?
by Roddy Ricch.
Drake went to a strip club. Yeah, that's right. On Saturday, November 6th, when many parents were still fearing the worst while desperately trying to find their children who attended Astroworld, Drake went to a private party at a strip club. Multiple since-deleted posts shared by Houston's Area 29 strip club show the floor of the club completely covered with dollar bills. And in one of these posts, the club thanked Champagne Poppy, which is Drake's Instagram account. One of the posts was later reshared by DJ Academics, who claimed that Drake spent $1 million on strippers that night. And this is exactly why so many fans are now calling for Drake to be cancelled. While nobody's blaming Drake for what happened at Astroworld, since there's a good chance he really had no idea what was going on while he was performing.
What do y'all think? Do y'all think those actions are enough to cancel him for his whole career? You know, or should it just hinder it, or should it cancel the whole thing? Let me know in the comments. I'm actually kind of interested in what
The fans are calling him evil and heartless for going to a strip club the day after the news of the tragedy broke.
Yeah.
So after young people and children were being crushed to death at Astroworld, Drake, who also performed there, spent over $1 million at a strip club, proving that he's a heartless, tone-deaf piece of shit, just like Travis Scott. One fan tweeted. And since Drake recently submitted his latest album, Certified Lover Boy, for the Grammy Awards 2022, fans are calling for the Grammys to boycott Drake. One fan shared a photo of the strip club where Drake partied the day after the Astroworld tragedy and wrote, "Here's a prime example of how disgusting and heartless Drake is, who was performing along with Travis Scott at the tragedy."
They coming for his Grammys and all.
And a good reason why he shouldn't get the nomination for a Grammy. Another person called out Drake for selling his soul and said, "Listen, I don't buy that satanic ritual bull, but I do believe that people can lose their souls and humanity from greed and the toxicity of faith." And Drake spending $1 million at a strip club the day after Astroworld, knowing people were dead. That man is empty inside.
I was sharing my opinion.
A similar sentiment was shared by a registered nurse who was one of the concert goers at Astroworld and who's also credited for saving the life of at least one injured attendee. Commenting on the news, Drake spent $1 million on strippers after 10 young people lost their lives at the festival where he performed. Nurse Sophia Santana said, "People lost their children, and yet you're out here enjoying life, going to strip clubs instead of being a human being. It's so sad. It's so selfish." The fans are now also speculating that Drake's recent reconciliation with Kanye West is just his desperate attempt to take away attention from the fact he partied the day after 10 families lost their loved ones. Drake and Kanye famously spent over a decade beefing and throwing shots at each other, but on Tuesday, November 16th, 10 days after Astroworld, Kanye shared a photo of him, Drake, and music executive and promoter Jay Prince. The trio were shown posing in front of Drake's Toronto mansion, and Kanye captioned the photo with a white dove emoji, signifying peace. In a video Jay Prince later shared to his Instagram, Kanye was seen reading a message from his cell phone, praising Drake's album Certified Lover Boy, and asking Drake to join him on stage at an upcoming benefit concert for gang leader Larry Hoover.
"I'm asking Drake on December 7th to join me on stage as a special guest to share the 2 biggest albums of the year, live in Los Angeles, with the ultimate purpose being to free Larry Hoover."
Larry Hoover's son, Larry Hoover Jr., later confirmed in an interview that Drake and Kanye would be performing together and said, "Everything is good and it's happening at this point. It's happening. December 9th, you will see them together advocating for freeing Larry Hoover." The fans are now saying this feels like Drake is trying to distance himself from Travis because he doesn't want anyone to associate him with the tragedy. And what better way to distract fans from Astroworld than to reconcile with his sworn enemy, Kanye? But fans are not falling for this at all, and they're saying Drake and Kanye's sudden reconciliation is just another PR stunt to distract them from the Astroworld tragedy. Let's not forget that Drake went to some strip club in Houston right after the Astroworld deadly incident, one fan tweeted, adding, "But y'all only focusing on that Drake and Kanye West situation." Another person shared DJ Academic's tweet, which read, "Beef squashed," and wrote, "Again, that daily reminder that Drake blew $1 million at a strip club, going to a strip club the day after the accident."
Okay, so we basically got all information. Now, final opinions. What do y'all think? Tell me in the comments. I'm gonna tell you what I think though. Yeah, I think it should end his career. 'Cause that's actually crazy. You know, because most of these families, they can't go back and get their loved ones back. So why should he, be able to still live how he's been living? Different from Roddy Ricch. Like, he still just donated and tried to help and stopped what he was doing to make sure, I didn't even know all that, to keep it up. I didn't even If y'all want me to look more into this and find out what's happening and updates and stuff like that, let me know. I'll do that too. Other than that, have a great day. Remember to be a good person.